I have my comfy bathrobe on that keeps me slightly warmer than I was a minute ago. I just wear my hair down. Woo! Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna cut this off soon. I'm actually quite excited about it. It's gonna be very, very short. All right, back to patterns. So that one time I was talking about, let me give a recap because I didn't talk about much last time. I just no, it's not babbling, Jen. Oh, I was just speaking, but not getting to the point. Let's see if I can do it this time. So patterns with men have always been an issue for me. Mainly because one, I didn't want to be mean. I wanted to be polite. I didn't realize that I had the right to say no, or that I could say no, or that how to say no to things. I also really allowed men to treat me very poorly because my self-esteem was so low. I thought I wouldn't be able to get anybody else, even if I didn't like the person. I'd stay there. They treated me like shit. It was okay because at least I had whatever. But so that's been an issue for me in the past. And if you want to hear more about that previous video, watch the previous video. So when Abram and I broke up, it was a wonderful relationship. He showed me every day how much he loved me, and I felt very secure with him, despite the fact that we always knew the relationship wasn't going to last. But I knew that he loved me, like no question in my mind, and he treated me so well. So when we broke up, you know, I said to him, like, I am never, because of this relationship, I am never going to allow a man to treat me poorly again. You know, like, I love myself more. I mean, honestly, it's still a journey, right? But I see that I'm worthy of love is my thing. And, you know, there's a lot of good things about that relationship that I learned. But when it came to it, when I was presented with a situation in which these patterns were being tested, I did not pull through with flying colors. I'll tell you that. But it wasn't near. It was. The universe is good. The universe is good. It was a test from a distance, so I really wasn't in any danger. Whereas before, it was dangerous the way I allowed this to go on and the things I didn't say no to. So I swore that I wouldn't allow it to happen again, but the patterns were still there. I hadn't dealt with that situation in a long time. Like, even Ram and I were together for 4 years, and then before that, I had secluded my depression. I had secluded myself from everyone and everything, and I hadn't dated since 2015, right? 2015. So it'd been a long time since I've been faced with this situation. And I didn't recognize it for what it was. I was on a call with somebody I met through a virtual networking meeting, and he was very aggressive and very clear about what his intention was. And I just kept saying, but yeah, that's nice, but I think we should just be friends. And he was not into that. But we continued the conversation. I don't know. He was just aggressive and not good. But because I felt overwhelmed by his energy, he's very masculine energy and very aggressive energy, and I was just like, I freeze, right? Like I said that in the last video too. I freeze. I froze in the past when I was scared or I didn't know what to do. That is changing. I'm changing that. I'm working on changing that, okay? So, Anyway, I had this conversation, and the end part of the end of it was like he was in New Jersey. He had like his brothers up here in Boston, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to come up to Boston at some point, and we should get together." And I was like, "If you want to get together as friends, sure." And he was like, "My objective is to make out with you." And I was like, ah! like it was funny, and like he didn't mean it. So I talked to Robin. You guys probably, if you've watched more than a couple of times, you know who Robin is. She's my spiritual mentor and my friend and my teacher when it comes to stuff, the important stuff. I was telling her about it, and she's like, that's like the epitome of toxic masculinity. And I was like, no, he's a nice guy. He's fine. He was joking or whatever. I don't remember the excuses I made, but I always made excuses, right? In the past. So many mismatched socks. Unmatched socks. And what was I going to say? So we had a conversation about it, and she's like, no, you stated yourself very clearly, and he stated himself very clearly. And I was like, oh no, blah, blah, blah. And then I started thinking about it. And then we had a chakra class the next night, and I brought it up to the group, and I was like, there's 5 girls, plus Patty and Robin. 5 women, I should say. Okay. And we were discussing it, and they're like, yeah, no, this isn't good. This is exactly the pattern that you are trying to avoid. And I'm like, oh. And I thought, but I was like, no, and I was slowly, it took me 3 days to process this, which I'm working on speeding up, that sort of thing. And finally at the end of it, I was like, yeah, no, this isn't good. But it's funny, when during the time I was in the class, I got a text from him saying, "How you doing?" And I was like, guys, I have this text saying, "How you doing?" And one of the girls is like, "The next step is a dick pic." I was like, she's like, that's what's happening here. And I'm like, and then I was like, so what do I do? Because I didn't know what to do. And they're like, block him. And I was like, oh, it just didn't occur to me. So there was that situation. And now there's another situation that is challenging my patterns. And it's this guy that I have no romantic attraction to him whatsoever. Attracted, yes. Romantically, no. But I keep thinking about it. He's in my head a lot, and it causes a lot of anxiety. It's a big trigger for me, but yet I still continue to think about him. And because of that, the patterns have started again, right? Like like I'm not even a blip on his radar, to be honest with you, and that's fine. Like, honestly, that's fine. That's the nature of our relationship, which is fine, which is good, actually. It's good. But he's far away, so it's not like I have to think about him being nearby. And, it's easy enough not to text, which it wasn't in the past. But because I know that I'm so peripheral in his life, I'm not going to text, right? Because it's not like he reciprocates at all. But so this pattern is, these feelings are being stirred up in me that used to be stirred up in me when I was unhealthy, and they're unhealthy patterns that I followed before that are unhealthy. I wish I'd gotten 2 of those shirts. I like that. So I talked about this obsession kind of thing a couple of days ago in a live, and it's part of it is because I'm lonely. Even though I don't really want a relationship right now, there's still, it doesn't mean I'm not lonely. You know, it's like, anyway, so there's that feeling, right? So there's that, and that's one of the reasons I'm so caught up in this, because the guy is really the only, in my life right now, the only sexually available human being, man. I'm not, unfortunately, I am like straight down the straight. Like there's just, I'm not on the spectrum. I am just straight, and I as hard as I tried to be otherwise, it's just how it is. But yeah, so there's only this one availability, and again, I'm not. It's just I'm like I think about it, and I'm like no, like I have a reaction that's like no. So I know that I'm not romantically attracted, but he's still in my brain, and it's because I'm lonely, and also because of these old patterns, right? For whatever reason, he's become that object in my brain that my patterns centered around. And I'm getting the opportunity here to work out my patterns from a distance without any communication to the person. So there's no real danger of like me fucking up the relationship because I'm not communicating. Not that we have, I mean, in by relationship, I mean, you know, it's a professional relationship. And, I mean, we get along, but it's not anything more than that. And he's, yeah, it's just, I don't know what the fuck it is with me. No, I do know. This is what I'm explaining to you. So I'm getting the opportunity, which is awesome, to explore this and break these patterns, recognize them for what they are, accept them rather than fighting against them, because that was what got me in trouble, was the resistance to it, the panic, and the feeling like I have to do something about this, because the feeling in me is so, it's panic, it's fear, and I need to do something to stop this feeling. And whatever you do from that place is never good. It's never good. Just trust me. If you feel panicked and you want to call someone from the opposite, you know, the person that, whoever, whatever gender you are attracted to, you want to call that person, don't. Just don't. Suck it up. Like I know the feeling. Like I literally felt. And I know, and I knew that it's not like I was going to die, but my body reacted as though it was like a fatal threat, you know? So I know, and it's the panic. I know what that feels like. Resist. But this is such a, it's like a vaccine, an inoculation, if you will. I'm getting a little bit of it so that I learn how to fight it, not fight it. I learn how to deal with it, or not deal with it. Just let it be, because it's just like a whisper of it, right? Because the person and I don't communicate. It's not like we have a relationship at all. It's just that I'm left with these patterns, these obsessive thought patterns, and that's the other thing, the obsessive thoughts. And then the anxiety that accompanies them, right? Like I have a thought, I'm like, oh, this is a fine thought, it's fine, and it'll be about him, and then it inevitably leads me down a thought path that then spikes my anxiety, like spikes. Like luckily now, not luckily, thank goodness now I'm no longer yelling at myself for the most part. Now it's more like, oh, or like, ah, or like, it's okay. Although I've started replacing it's okay with I'm so awesome. So awesome. My housemate made that up for me. I cannot take credit for that. My housemate made it up for me. She's hilarious. She does make me laugh. So I'm working on replacing that, but sometimes that spike goes up, and it's in my stomach and it's in my throat, like all the way through, my entire body tenses, my face tenses, like, and I make that sound, like, ah, like I'm being hit, or like, you know, like it's, and I, you know, on the one hand, I judge myself for it big time, because it's like, I'm not being hurt, but then it's like, but I am being hurt, just not physically. It is causing pain, but there's not pain, but it is pain. You know what I mean? Like, it's complicated. Getting back to the point. I have this vaccination situation that I'm very grateful for now. I mean, like, despite, it's like the breakthrough, right? Despite the painfulness of those 2 days, that was, I mean, it hurt. I'm grateful that it happened, because it got it all out. All those emotions came out at once. And it's not that they're gone, but I did let a lot of them go in a way that I haven't before. I have so much stored. I'm still working on getting rid of this energy that I've been talking about, and it's a physical thing, you know what I mean? And it's gone in stages. It really has gone in stages, which I can go into some other time. But I'm at this point where there's a lot of it that I'm able to allow to flow out, but it's just like it's never ending. And what my belief is about it is that it's the tension that I mean, it is the truth. It's the tension that I've been storing in my body for 40 years. But I went through the emotions. See, with a samskara, you know, it's stored with pain, so it comes up with pain. I think I went through all the pain in those 2 days of the 40 years of my life. Right? 40 years of pain I went through in 2 days. And now it's just the energy that I have to discharge. So anyway, I don't really know where I was going with that one, but that's what's happening. What is this shirt? It is, I don't know, but it's not, it's got like stains on it. I don't know. That's anyway. So inoculation, I'm learning to recognize that pattern, to see the panic that starts to creep up on me and recognize it for what it is. To not idolize this person, because I am very aware of this person's faults. Not that having faults are a good thing. They're wonderful. That you learn from them. You know what I mean? And I respect people who recognize their faults and work. I mean, it's amazing. He's a pretty incredible guy. I'm very impressed by him. That's why I'm attracted, but not attracted sexually, but attracted to him, because he's this incredible human being, who I really admire and respect, despite the things that make me go, ooh. Like, did you really just say that? Anyway, and it's a matter of taste, to be honest, the things anyway, it doesn't matter. Point being that I am given this opportunity to recognize the patterns and allow myself to go through them, go through the emotions that they're stirring up, and relax and release those emotions. Because now that I've got rid of a lot of that energy, I'm able to, this space, right? Michael Singer talks about space. When you feel an emotion, like, see it, relax, and lean away. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, and you know, at one point he's like, there's space there. They're like, you know, there's space there. Go into your heart. You know, there's space around your heart, or in your heart, or around your heart, and you'll see what I mean by lean away. And I never got it. I was like, there's no space there, and that's because there was no space there. But I'm creating space right now, which feels amazing. But it's taking so long, but it's good. It's just that anyway. So recognizing the patterns, dealing with the emotions. So I can feel them come in. It's a different way of feeling emotion, to be honest. When I don't have all these things stuck inside of me and something comes in, it's not hitting everything. You know, it's not like doing the ping pong ball thing that it used to do when it entered it. Now it's just kind of whoop in. And I mean, yeah, there's still energy there, blocked energy there. So I have to consciously relax, but consciously doing something like this is a good thing anyway. But allow myself to feel that feeling, and that's not something I'm used to. Despite having worked on it this whole past 2 years, it's a different way of feeling. Like, it's different now because I'm clearing this energy out. I'm really grateful for it. It's painful because it's causing a lot of anxiety, like a lot of anxiety. But I'm learning to deal. The reason that's wonderful is because I'm learning to deal with it. I'm learning how to relax in the face of it, and patience with myself, patience with the process of emotional growth, spiritual growth. And that, I think, is worth it. It's worth the price of the pain, right? Because as we get there, as this energy, I'm so much looking forward to this energy for the most part, but I'm sure I can't get rid of all of it, although that's an affirmation. I'm going to get rid of all of it. It pours out. It's so strange. And it never ends. But now that there's room in there, it's just I am able to cope with things differently than I used to, or that I even could since I started working on this, since I've started working on my spiritual path. And it's a really, really good thing. Like that's the thing, is these things that cause the most turmoil, that hurt the most, that are as scary, like the scariest stuff, that's the stuff you got to be grateful for. I look huge in this bathrobe, but whatever. It's very thick, guys. But those are the things you have to be grateful for, because those are the things that teach you how to deal with it, right? And I'm so grateful to the universe to not have a full-blown case of it right now, just to have like the most minor cases possible. They're in a different, like 3,000 miles away. We don't have a relationship where we talk. You know what I mean? Like, it's safe for me to go through these emotions with this obsession. Not obsession, maybe obsession. I don't like saying obsession. I remember when I was talking to my psychopharmacologist about the incident that happened, my breakthrough. She was like, "Oh, so you were having obsessive thoughts?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm having obsessive thoughts." like, I mean, textbook definition. I have to admit that. It's scary to admit. It's not scary. It's just there's a feeling that comes along with admitting stuff like that. That's like, I didn't think I was like that. Or I thought that I was like it, but I didn't really believe it. But now it's quite obvious. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. And that's okay. Feeling like you're not sure about how you feel with it, that's okay. That's the thing that I'm learning to do, is be okay with whatever it is I'm feeling. Like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling anger, I'm feeling jealousy, I'm feeling envy, I'm feeling resentment, I'm feeling anxiety, I'm feeling depression, I'm feeling self-loathing even. Like, all of these emotions, if I just say it's okay that I'm feeling them, like, I'll feel them. Like, it's uncomfortable, but it's okay. I don't have to freak out about it. And I'm getting the opportunity to do that with so many different things, especially this thing that has been a major it's not even a stumbling block. It's like a boulder that drops on me. I don't even know what to say. Like, this, the patterns I have had with men have caused so many problems, and have caused so much self-loathing and not respecting myself and just like disgust, self-disgust. You know what I mean? And I'm getting the opportunity now to get rid of those, to be able to recognize them and learn how to deal with them by not dealing with them, right? You're just like, okay, just let it be. That's what I'm feeling right now. That's what I'm feeling right now. It's okay that I'm feeling that. Just allow it. Open it up. Ooh. See, yeah, and it's just like, ouch. But it's okay. That's life, right? This is the symphony of life. You've got the low notes, you've got the high notes, and it wouldn't be beautiful and rich if you didn't have that. So enjoy that. I'm enjoying it, working on enjoying it, and I encourage all of you to enjoy it. And I also encourage you to always remember that you can always choose to have a grateful day.